Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, I know I haven't uploaded in a while, and some of you guys have probably wondered, where the heck is she? But here I am, all well and good. So I've decided that for my videos, as well as the occasional vlog, which may not be as frequent as they used to be admittedly, I have decided that one of the things I'm going to start doing is doing reviews on TV shows or films, like whether positive or negative. And so the review I'm going to be doing today is about a British comedy called Outnumbered. Now, Outnumbered was something that I did try to get into a while ago. I can't remember how long. It's, well, over a year. I really tried to get into the series as best as I could. I tried to be open-minded about comedies because they are my favourites. And so I've seen all 5 series and the Christmas specials. And one of the main reasons I did watch Outnumbered was because I like Tiger Drew Honey, so particularly in the later series. So I really did try to get into watching Outnumbered. And also because I thought, well, I want to see what it's like. Is it quite funny? So yeah. Well, so series 1 I actually prefer compared to the rest of the series. I mean, the middle child Ben, he could be a handful, but entertaining as well. The eldest child, Jake, he was alright. And, well, my favourite used to be Karen, the youngest child of the 3. I found her quite sweet in the first series, just a curious child who liked to ask loads of questions and would reenact TV shows like Britain's Got Talent or The Apprentice, which seemed quite fun to watch. And the parents, Pete and Sue, just trying really hard to keep in control of the 3 unruly children. So yeah, I did quite enjoy series 1. I thought, yeah, it's alright. Later on, it did start to go a little bit downhill for me. I think there was a scene that made me feel genuinely uncomfortable. I know it was probably meant as like a joke or to do with the character, but I felt a bit, why with it? So when there was a scene when Karen went from, like, 1 minute she said that she was a Christian, and then next minute she's drawing really disturbing pictures and talking about worshipping the devil, I thought, okay, why? So I just didn't understand that at all, and from then on I started to kind of distance myself from her being my favourite character, and I thought, no. So yeah. There were some parts that I thought, me personally, I didn't find that as it went on, it just didn't seem as funny, and I struggled to get into it afterwards. One of the other things was, I didn't mind the character Jake though. I thought as it got older, he's a character who I felt personally seemed more reasonable, mostly. And I'm just trying to think what to say because it's been so long since I watched it. I liked that scene where he had a crush on the babysitter Kelly, and then he has an argument with Ben, and it just ends up getting awkward. I did find that part a bit funny, personally. So, Series 4, I didn't mind too much. I thought, I can't remember exactly what I thought, but I probably thought it was okay. Series 5, oh blimey, there was some right transformation of the three children. Jake got a tattoo. He was only 17 at the time. That was a fun scene to watch, because I know his parents weren't too happy with him. Ben, I didn't mind his character much once he got older. He seemed to mature a little bit. Like, he wasn't like messing around as much. Karen, oh, I really started to dislike her in Series 5. I didn't mind so much the fact that she dyed her hair, because I mean, sometimes people do that when they get older. When I was still in primary school in year 6, I had my hair dyed blonde. So yeah, it was more her attitude that really annoyed me, when she had this superiority complex since starting secondary school and being really competitive in swimming. Now, don't get me wrong, I know people can be competitive, but Karen kind of took it a bit too far and being horrible about her family. And writing a letter to the headmistress about all these rules that should be in place for school. What are you doing? It's a good job that the teacher soon put her right. Because I think Karen started to come across as the sort of person where I do what I want, this is what I want to happen, this is what I don't want to happen, even though she's not in charge. But she liked to think she was in charge. So, yeah. One of the other things that did annoy me about Karen in Series 5 was when she were running rings around Pete and Sue, and Jake tried to set boundaries and put her in her place, and I think she ends up putting him in a headlock or something. I know she gets a bit annoyed with him. I thought, well, he's trying to help you be a better person. Don't be ungrateful. I know I'm doing a lot of critical analysis on the character, but I did feel like she was a bit more of a better person when she were younger compared to when she were older. The Christmas special 2016, I didn't seem to mind it much. I thought it was okay. It was sad when they killed off the character Grandad in Outnumbered. But I think the Christmas special overall was okay. I know it was one where Jake had a girlfriend and he ended up breaking up with her, and oh boy, things got messy between them. Because I think he was going away to New Zealand or something, and I think he probably thought, nah. But yeah, that caused a bit of an upset. I think Karen did seem a bit more likeable again in 2016. I might need to rewatch that one at some point. I mean, I probably might not, but as far as I know, I think she was okay in that one. Now I'm going to talk about the most recent Christmas special. Well, not that recent, 2014. No, 2024, my mistake. That one, when I found out that Outnumbered were doing a Christmas special well over a year ago, I thought, oh, I'm going to be open-minded and give it a whirl and hope for the best. So I did. I found it rather disappointing. for lots of reasons. I felt that it kind of lost its touch, that maybe they really should end it there. Some of you may beg to differ, which is absolutely fine, and I respect your opinions out there. I felt that maybe it had really run its course by then and it probably should have ended at the 2016 Christmas special. For this one, I just didn't find it particularly funny. There are some comedies I've watched, such as Dad's Army, In-Betweeners, On the Buses, some of the Carry On films, you name it, I've genuinely giggled at there. But for that Outnumbered Christmas special, I questioned why did I watch it. I did try to get into it though, and it were depressing when they had revealed that Pete had been diagnosed with cancer. I thought that seemed quite depressing to have as a storyline. I felt a bit sorry for Jake. He clearly looked really miserable and struggling to keep control of his 3-year-old daughter who were running amok the place and practically tried to flood his house. The middle one, Ben, I think he were like going out travelling. I thought his character seemed alright. His character, I feel, seemed to have matured over the years, going from being like a compulsive liar to someone who, he's still quite adventurous, but he seems like to have matured considerably over the years, which is good. Karen, maybe slightly, but there's still some traits that I do recognise that reminds me of the reasons I wasn't too fond of her after series 1, for instance, and particularly by series 5. When Karen said, "Oh, I quit my job, the co-workers were useless," I thought, oh dear. And the fact that it wasn't the first time she did that, I thought, why? Why are you being mean about your co-workers? I'm sure they were trying their best. You probably just didn't like their ideas and thought, well, I'm leaving. For all I know. She comes across as someone who likes to be in charge, and if someone says something Karen doesn't like, then she'll either tell them what she thinks or just walk away. So then there was another one where one of the reoccurring characters, Jane, who was like a neighbour of Pete and Sue. Jane was one of those clingy friends that would outstay her welcome, and like you'd really have to try like if you went over to Jane's house, she'd probably keep you there longer than you need, and you'd be all, I'd really need to go now, but she'll find a way to keep you in for longer. So Jane had stayed over with Pete and Sue for about 8 weeks, and Sue's like, well, we can't just like see her out or something, turn her away. She said to Karen, and Karen said, you need to have boundaries. You should have had them with me. And I thought, what? You didn't exactly make it easy for them to have boundaries with you. Karen, you pushed boundaries with them. Don't act like your little Miss Perfect, because, well, I mean, obviously none of us are perfect. But what I'm trying to say is that Karen acted like she did no wrong rather than acknowledge, I know I haven't always respected boundaries myself. But I suppose that was part of her character, being a bit entitled and I suppose for me, I admire characters who take accountability of, I know I wasn't exactly mature back then, but I've got better with it now. So they're the kind of characters who have like a character development. So yeah, pretty much. I did try to get into the Christmas special, but looking back, it just wasn't for me. It was a comedy series that I thought of giving a whirl, and I decided it simply wasn't for me. I'm more into classic comedies. I don't mind some modern, but I'm more into the classics. And at some point, I will be doing reviews on them, and probably on some other sitcoms as well that are not necessarily British, but more American. And yeah. So I can't really think of anything else to say about Outnumbered apart from that, well, the last few words being, I thought it was good to try it out. The early series, for me, being better than the later series. The Christmas special, I just personally don't see why they bothered. For those of you who disagree, I respect that. But for me, and probably a few others, it just kind of lost its touch. It was worth to watch it to see what it was like, but it won't be something I'll be rewatching again in a hurry, that's for sure. But that's just one of those things. There are some comedies that I'm not going to agree with finding them funny, and that's fair enough. Right, so I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I can't think of anything else to say other than I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like the video, and I shall see you all in the next one, and I won't leave it too long this time. It will be another review, and hopefully the next one should be a bit more positive than this one was. And that's all for now. See you all very soon. Have a wonderful day, and bye bye.